So last year, I painted Courage the Cowardly Dog into an old painting. I found this print on Facebook Marketplace, and it instantly gave me Courage the Cowardly Dog vibes. I used my acrylic paints to transform the house into the Courage the Cowardly Dog house. Then I added Eustace's pickup truck in the front yard. Looks like everything is now abandoned and lost in time. The pickup truck is completely rusted away, and the house is just a skeleton of its former self. I transformed the shack into the barn from the show, and painted what remains of the iconic windmill. On the porch is Courage's leash and food dish. Courage the Cowardly Dog was one of my favorite shows growing up, and seeing this scene abandoned like this makes me wish I could go back into time. I reimagined every little detail as if it's been sitting here rotting away for ages. I added the top of the windmill and the back of Eustace's pickup truck. Spent a lot of time developing textures and deciding how things would age. Next, I'm adding a pile of garbage out in front of the house. And if you look closely, some of the most popular items from the show are in this pile. I grew up surrounded by abandoned buildings, and there's always something so haunting about seeing a pile of personal items out in front of an abandoned house. To most people, it probably just looks like a pile of trash, but I can't help but see 1,000 memories in that pile. Even when I was a kid, it's like I could feel the soul of the person that lived there still trapped inside of the house, or like connected to all of the items. And this part of the painting should give any Courage the Cowardly Dog fan that exact same feeling. Just seeing these items reconnects me with some of my favorite memories. Return of the Slab has gotta be my favorite episode. So I added the slab in Eustace's chair and a swarm of locusts flying into the scene. If you know, you know. Next, I painted Eustace's mallet leaning against his pickup truck, and it looks like someone hung his hat from the handle of the mallet. Up in the sky, there's a UFO, specifically the UFO from the chicken from outer space. The rug from their living room is rolled up next to Muriel's boots and rolling pins. Sitting in Muriel's chair is her sitar. One of the most popular suggestions was to include Freaky Fred's suitcase, so I painted it right next to Eustace's mask. I reimagined the tree in the background as the abandoned remains of the magic tree from nowhere. In the foreground is the Nowhere newspaper that Eustace always reads. Draped over the back of Eustace's chair is Courage's eggplant costume, and Courage's computer was hands down the most popular suggestion. I added the front door busted and laying in the doorway, and someone graffitied "It takes courage" on the side of the house. Life can literally feel like a nightmare sometimes, and it takes courage to face your fears and build a life that's worth dying for. I think life scares the hell out of a lot of us, even if we don't admit it, but I think this show is trying to teach us that fear isn't always a bad thing. Courage comes from feeling fear and doing it anyways. Real heroes aren't fearless, they just face their fears. Signed prints of this painting are available on my website. Here's a before and after of the entire painting. It's okay if you can't afford a print, likes and shares are just as valuable.